What's up, guys? Right here. This is gonna be a grab skill tutorial. So you grab the user. I'll probably show it on the screen. It does this effect and stuff. But yeah. I'm gonna leave the animations and the effects in the description, so you guys can just grab that and go with it. And it's all set up to work how it needs to be. So just to have this keyframe called grab event. Yeah, just set up like that. First we want to do is make a local script. I'm gonna call it grab move. Sorry for the record. Okay, should be able to see my script now. I'm gonna make a server script. I'm gonna call it grab move server, and then we're gonna make a module. We're just gonna call it handler. And notice how I have the animations in an animation folder. Also make a remote event as well. Call this grab. So we're looking on the right, local script, server script, module, folder with the animations, and then remote event. That's all you need. For the local script, same old stuff. I'm gonna grab the local player just in case. Holy shit. Then we need a debounce. We're gonna do a server and a client. So I like to do both. Let me scroll out a bit. I don't think you're that button. Alright, input begin. I'm not call the connect function. Put that wrong. Input. It's process. Not. Set it to whatever key you want. Let me just set it to E. Just the most basic. And then we're gonna do a debounce. So if debounce, then return. So this is pretty much saying if debounce get a true, turn and not the grab move. And then this should just set it the true. And I want to reference replicated storage. And also the remote. Now we can just do grab remote. Right, server. And just copy these two lines that we scripted. And then paste them into the server script. And do grab remote.on server event connect function player. And then inside of this, we want to get the character. So humanoid and the root part. All right, now we want to check the debounce. So when you use the handler, right? We want to require the handler. So dot handler. Now inside of the handler, I'm gonna make a table called handler dot player debounce. And this will be used to store our player so that it knows to be hey, they're already using this move or it's on cooldown. So just wait until they're done, or just tell them to not do the move if they are in the debounce, right? We're just gonna do cooldown. Cooldown could be 1 second. I don't mind, like, don't matter. I guess, yeah, we're gonna set it up like this. So if handler dot player debounce player dot name, then return. So if they're in the debounce, then I'll return. It's equal to true. So this sets player in debounce. This checks player is in debounce. All right, so now that we got that right, we want to play animations or just get the animation. So go back to the handler, and now we're gonna reference the replicated storage and also the animations. Now we want to make a function called play animations, I guess. Call it that. I'll put humanoid inside of there. And then yeah. And then we can type of anim. This will just differentiate if this is the user or the target. And I'll get more into that like later. So if type of anim is equal to user, then that's else if type of anim is equal to target, then we're gonna make a variable, call it current animation. You can put it full name. And then we're gonna return current animation. So now we need to give it a value. So current animation is equal to humanoid, and I want to typecast this actually. Typecast. So humanoid is string. So what this typecasting means is humanoid. This function is expecting a humanoid, right? So a humanoid and a string. So when we do the typecast, this is the name of the variable right here. Then this is colon, and then the type that we're looking for. So the name of the variable, colon, type that we're looking for. I think that's pretty straightforward. Next, we're gonna get an animator. And then your animations dot grab the user. We can copy this, paste it here. And it's to grab target, and then it'll return whatever we put in here. So if we put the user in here, it's gonna return the user's grab. Put the target here, it's gonna return the target's grab. I'm gonna make another function called handler dot spawn hitbox, right? I'm gonna put the root part as a parameter, right? Go back to the server script. We're going to do local user animation is equal to handler dot play animations. I'm going to send the humanoid in, and then we're going to do user as a string. Remember, it has to be a string. And then when we get that back, we're going to play the animation. And then we're going to run a function. I think it's get marker reached signal. And let me just look back at the animation for the function name. So grab event, that's the name. Grab event, connect function. All right, now we need to call the spawn hitbox, and then we're gonna send the root part inside of that. And then handler, we're gonna make another table called confirm target. And this will just be here to detect if the player actually hit a target. All right, so we need to make a hitbox. So let me just check the area. I'm gonna just pre-make one because scripting one is just, I guess, tiring. Should make it 5. Yeah, I think we were gonna make it 5. 5 by 5. We're gonna give it a force field, no shadow. Make sure can't collide, can't query, and can't touch or false. Assless is true. Then set the color to red. Whatever color. It's up to you. And we're just gonna move this into replicated storage. Alright, so go back to spawn hitbox. And do hitbox is equal to replicated storage, hitbox. I'm fumbling this. Okay. Now actually we're gonna need to toggle something on kin touch. So turn on kin touch when you need that. In hitbox, keyframe is equal to root part dot cframe times cframe dot new. I'm gonna get half the z axis. Not x, z. Sorry for the weird cut. Yeah, we gotta parent the hitbox. I'm gonna make a folder. Then we're gonna parent it to the folder. Then we're gonna weld it to our player with a root part. Part 0 is the hitbox. Part 1 is the root part. And C0 is equal to weld dot part 0 C frame to object space. Weld dot part 1 dot C frame. And then weld parent is equal to weld dot part 0. And I guess at the end of this, we can run a check. So I guess we're gonna call this, make a variable and call it hitbox lifespan or decay. Lifetime, I guess. And the lifetime is going to be 0.25. So in the server script, we're going to do task.delay 0.25, not 0.25, handler dot hitbox lifetime And then we want to check if handler or if not handler. So dot, I guess, what is it? Confirm target, clear dot name. So if they don't have a confirmed target by the end of this this function, then then we're just gonna have to stop the animation, and we're not gonna do that right now. We're gonna use animation stop. So if they don't have a confirmed target, it's just gonna stop the animation entirely. And if they do, this is where the different timings come into play. So if they don't, then it's gonna just run the cooldown. So handler.cooldown function, and if handler dot clear debounce, I put in it, yeah, I put in handler clear dot name. So if they're actually in a debounce after the cooldown is done, then we need to remove them from it so they can be able to use it next time. And then I'll just like to do another check, because you never know, the player somewhat ends up in the confirmed target. This check is just there just to save them, right? Do that. And then, so we got that task. We also need to send the event back down. So fire client player handler.cooldown. So the server is handling the cooldown to the client, while also handling the server's sort of debounce stuff. And then on the client, what I do, grab remote that on client event, connect function. And what we're getting is the cooldown, right? And we're just gonna do path.wait cooldown. If debounce, then debounce is equal to false. So this should handle the client side cooldown and also the server side. Now, if it does have if they do have a confirmed target, then it's going to continue. So this is going to stop if they don't have a target. This is going to continue if they do. Now right here, I need to pause the animation. So or I don't need to pause it actually. I'm already handling it right here. So we test this. It should work. And my button is E, so oh god. Oh, that makes sense. Yeah, so I can check this. This needs to be in the get marker reach. So put this task inside of the get marker reach function. So the task.delay is above the spawn hitbox. So this should just make sure that it can play like fully through to get to that point, right? And it spawns a hitbox. I guess now the server needs to pick up the hitbox stuff. So I'm gonna make a connection variable. I'm gonna do hitbox.touch connect function, and so we're just running a connection to the hitbox, right? And then we need to do results is equal to hitbox get touching parts. Then we need to do a coroutine, pretty much a spawn function. That's just so you don't get confused. And this is how you make a coroutine wrap. You need the parentheses, the callback. So this is how you do it. And inside of this, we need to do a loop. So results do. So this is gonna go through everything that the hitbox touches. And we need to do a task.delay at the bottom with handler.hitbox lifetime function. And inside of this, we need to check if connection is a valid value and then disconnect it. So results, so inside of the spawn hitbox, let's make character as a first parameter, repart as a second. Go back in the server scripts. Let me find it. Spawn hitbox. Make sure you put character. So you got character and root part. We need the character to distinguish the parts from their results. So we need to do if, I guess, local object is equal to results brackets I. So if not object is descendant of character, and then so the object that we hit so if it's not part of our character, then it can continue the script. Next, we need to check for the humanoid and the root part. So enemy humanoid, obj.parent. First child humanoid, enemy root. We'll just call it root. First child humanoid root part. So now we need to do a check. So if enemy humanoid and enemy root and enemy humanoid dot health not equal or not less than or equal to 0. So the player is not dead, and if player is not dead and valid objects, then continue. So if they're not dead and it sees it as a valid target, then it continues. And then we need to place their C-frame in front of the player so they can play their animation and stuff. So we're gonna do local new C-frame is equal to our C-frame. So rootpart.cframe times C-frame.new. And I guess we're gonna call this position actually the new position. No, new C-frame is fine. New C-frame is fine. And we're gonna do 5 in front. So negative Z is always in front. Positive Z is behind you when I'm in front. So yeah. Next we need look position. This is vector3.new. So it needs to be our root part position.x. Then it needs to be their root part position.y, and then our root part position.z. So this is where they're going to be placed, and this is where they're going to look at. So now we can do enemy root dot cframe is equal to cframe dot look at, and then new cframe dot position look at position. And I guess we don't need that. We'll see. Yeah, I'm gonna just test and see if this works. So I'll go to the dummy. I'm gonna go to the side just in case. Okay. So this didn't even run. It could be this that's stopping it. But let me just make sure real quick. Let me see if Ken Query needs to be on. I think it needs to be on. We go to them, press E. I wonder if this actually runs. Put a print. Press E. It prints. Okay, so it gets that. I'm gonna print the object. Okay, so it finds object. And let me just print the parent. Okay, so it does find dummy one. Humanoid root part. Humanoid. Oh. I just messed up. It has to be greater than 0, not less than or equal to. That explains it. Yep, that works. Okay. So yeah, just make sure you have greater than 0, not less than or equal to. Mess that up. Then we're gonna drop a few lines, and we're gonna do if not hamburger dot firm target player, not even player. We might have to send player inside of this. Yeah, we'll send player. So player character root part. That's what we need. All right, so confirm target dot name or player dot name. So if it does find it, return. At the end of this as well, when I do a return, so we only want to hit a target once. We don't want to hit multiple targets. So once the hitbox finds a target, it's going to stop it right there. And we're going to actually do if hitbox, then hitbox is destroyed. And we'll destroy the code actually. And then we're going to just copy this if statement stuff down here and put that there. So now we need to confirm target. Just set it to true. So now if we play this, our player should play through the whole animation now. E. Yep. He grabs them a little longer than before. So if we don't grab a player, then it's, oh wait, it's broken now because I didn't put the logic there. But let's go back here. So if it does find the target, then we just need to play the animation on them. So target animation, handler.play animations. Oh, not here actually, not here. In here, gonna wait to C frame them, then we're gonna do this. And then we gotta put their enemy humanoid. And then the string is target. So capital T from up here earlier. Then target animation play. So now when we at a target, he should play the animation. It's like, ah. Now I'm just gonna move him to like 4.5 actually. And let me just make sure the debounce is set correctly. So I want to see if I can get the timing for the animation. I guess it lasts for a second actually. That's how the animation is. So grab duration is 1 second. So we're gonna go back to the server script. Type that delay. Grab duration instead of the cooldown. Well, not instead of the cooldown. Instead of the hitbox lifetime. After that, then we can do all of these checks here. And inside of this, we can do this. So this one just says we got a target. It's gonna wait the full grab duration. Then it can remove me from any of the debounce stuff. This sends to the client that the cooldown needs to be initiated. And then yeah, I'll actually put this inside of the task because I don't want the client to have access before the server. Now we play this and press E, grab him, shakes. Press E, I don't have a target, deletes the hitbox. Now let me just make sure this gets removed. So you see how we have the if hitbox stuff right here. Let me just bring that down here and put that there. Now, we don't have a target, it goes away. The animation stops early like you see it. Hit a target, we do that. Yeah, that's pretty much the server side of setting that up. Let's make it do damage. And I want it to do a tick. So wrap, we're gonna do a coroutine wrap. With the callback, don't forget the callback with the 2 parentheses. And then we're gonna do, we do a tick rate. Sorry for the haircut. So yeah, we're gonna do a tick rate. Just gonna do like a simple while loop and can tick. I'm gonna do task.delay handler dot hitbox lifetime function, or not even hitbox, grab duration. We're gonna set can tick to false, and this is just to give you a damage over time. And then we're just gonna do a while loop. What true to do. That's our wait. I'm gonna do if not can tick and then break. I'm gonna break the loop after the grab duration is done. And while inside of this, we can do enemy humanoid take damage, say 1 second. We could change this to like 0.1, or depending on how many ticks we want it to do. So we can scroll up actually and do handler take rate, I guess 10. So how many hits do we want? I guess 10. And the duration of a second. And now we can do damage roll at it. It's equal like, say 3 damage, or 1 damage actually. So now we got damage. Handler dot grab duration divided by handler dot tick rate. So there should be like, this is 0.1, right? Yeah, 0.1. And yeah, let's test it. If I press E on a target, takes damage over time. And I'm gonna increase the damage actually. I'm gonna change it to like 3 actually. Sorry for the word cut. Alright, I'm gonna just test the damage real quick again. So go to target, press E, takes 3 damage every tick. Alright. So now we're setting up the visual effects. So I'm gonna use particles, not highlight. Just copy the part, or pull your particles inside of replicated storage. We're just gonna make a folder. I'm gonna call it VFX. I'm gonna paste it inside of there and make sure you toggle all of the visual effects enabled to be off, so we can call emit. And then I guess I'll put the highlight. This is the properties for the highlight. So occlude, so it's not through the walls. Enabled is true. Fill transparency is 0.5 with this color. Outline transparency is 1. We'll copy and paste inside of VFX. So now we need to set up the visual effects handler. So I guess duplicate the remote event. We're gonna just call it VFX. Then the local script, display VFX. And then we need, inside of replicated storage, we can make a folder. You name this visual effect files. Then we could put a module in there. We're gonna call this grab VFX. Make sure to name the module inside as well. And yeah, so local script, it's replicated storage. And I'll just copy it actually from the server. Makes it faster. Now I need the VFX remote, replicated storage, VFX. Now I need visual effects files. Visual effect files is equal to VFX, not VFX remote, storage, VFX files. Then we can do VFX remote dot on find the event, connect function. And inside of this, we're gonna call effect or visual name. And I like to use arguments, so we're gonna use, I guess, just to make this simpler, I'll use a table, info table. And this should just hold all of our values that we need to pass down. Next, we need to require the visual effects stuff. So I'm not going to do any middleman stuff. Let's just get right to it. So grab x is equal to require. And I guess I'm going to make this a table. I'm going to call this visual effect names. Grab VFX require. And then we want to require VFX.file. Grab VFX. So now we can do a check. So first, let me get the local player. So player is equal to game service players local player. And now we can do the check. So if visual effect names, not files, but names, has the visual name that we're looking for, then it can continue. If not, then it's just gonna not play any visuals. So if it does find it, then it's gonna call visual effect name, visual name, and I'm gonna make function inside of grab VFX. We're just gonna do spawn visuals, and it's gonna have the info table. And then we'll use the colon way. So table, just make sure that's correct. All right, so now we need to go back to the server, like the module, the server module, the handler. Scroll up and we need to reference the VFX remote, right? So now for this, when we grab the player and we do our tick rate, we do and I wonder why it's finding. Oh, I see. That's why it wasn't finding. So name this VFX remotes, or actually no, name the folder VFX objects, just to differentiate it. Now I should be able to call fire all clients. And the name we want to pass through is the same name that we want to get right here. So grab VFX. And then we're going to make a table called info table. I'm going to send that table in as well. And this table will have the root part that we need. So root part is equal to root part. I think that's it. No, we need the character as well. So character and root part. And you'll see what this does when we get to the VFX. So speaking of which, yeah, go right to the module. We're gonna make a folder. Spot new. I'm gonna call it grab visuals. Parent workspace. Now I want to get the queen service. And the breeze. I guess folder, we can set it right here. So the breeze, add item folder. And now let me just make sure I see how long this lasts. So 0.33, 0.5, 0.5, okay. 0.5 is the maximum time it should stay. Yeah. So now we need to do if info table dot root part, or if not, it returns. And I'll do this at the top actually, so we don't make unnecessary folders. We need to check if the character is there as well. If none of those are there, then it's going to return. It's not going to bother to play in the visuals. But if it does, then we can spawn them now. I need to reference it. So grab data storage. Then we're going to reference VFX objects. And then inside of that, then we can call explosion, and we can clone it. C-frame is equal to info table dot root part dot C-frame. Explosion dot parent is equal to folder. And I just want to make sure that these are locked to the part, and turn anchored off. It's fine. I'm gonna weld it. Just gonna weld this. Part 0 is equal to explosion, or that part 1 is equal to info table dot root part, or that C0 is equal to weld dot part 1 dot C frame object space. And then we're gonna parent it to part 1 or part 0. We need to highlight as well. So highlight is equal to VFX objects, highlight, boom. Highlight dot parent is equal to, we just need to parent this, so character. And I want to set highlight dot fill transparency to 1, so we can tween it. So now we're going to do local info with a tween info dot new 0.3 there. See 1.5. Actually, we're going to remove the fill transparency. We're just going to tween it down. Zip file dot quad out and tween service create highlight info, and then fill transparency equal to 1, and then also explosion dot attachment dot when emit, we're gonna emit 5, explosion dot sparks 1 emit, let's do 24 for both sparks 1 and sparks 2. Now if we test this, this should all work. But this is what we're testing. All right, so press E. Okay. That works, but not in the place we want it to. All right, so what went wrong is we sent the wrong root part through. It needs to be, yeah. Sent the whole thing. So for character, this needs to be inhumanoid.parent, and then root part needs to be enemy root part. Nah, yeah, just those simple changes. This should all work. Press E. Man. Press E, grab, and it does all that damage. Also plays a visual. But yeah. If you want the players to be locked in place, so they can't move or anything. For the server script, yeah, server script. Yeah, we're just gonna toggle the walk speed and jumps power. So in the handler, we're just gonna do a new table at the top. We're gonna call it previous walk speed. Leave it a table. And default. Handler.default. Jump. And default jump is 7.2. So now when we did a move, it played the animation. When I lock our player in place. So humanoid. Now I'm gonna do that first. We're gonna do handler.previous walk speed is equal to humanoid.walk speed. And then we're gonna change humanoid.walk speed to 0. And then I guess we can copy humanoid walk speed and make sure jump power or jump height. Actually, let me go in game and test. But keep this like this. I'm just go in game and test real quick. See which one we're actually using. Okay, we're using jump height. Okay. So jump height. Jump height is equal to 0. And we could just copy those 2 lines. And then wherever we set the stopping the animation, I guess, for here, we're gonna do handle about previous walk speed. I want to make sure this is the same way. And then I can set this to nil after. And I'll do a check after. So if that, then it would just copy all 3 of that. So if it finds the previous walk speed, then sets the walk speed to the previous. Jump height needs to be set to default jump. And then it removes them out of that table. And we could just copy that whole if statement. And down here with the duration, we can set it with the other if statements. And then for the target, where we get the actual target itself, we need to lock them in place. So enemy, so pretty much the same thing. We're gonna mirror it. I guess I can copy it, paste it here. Instead of player.name here, we're gonna do enemy humanoid.parent.name, and then enemy humanoid report on humanoid. And then copy this, and inside of the, I guess yeah, grab duration. We can do an if statement, so we need to check if they're in the previous walk speed. And then we set it. We're not gonna set it to that, but we're gonna set it like this. you know, like default jump. And let me just make sure I didn't do this on the server. Yeah. Or actually, no, that's all it is. So this gets rid of that movement speed stuff and it brings it back after the grab duration is over. And now we can test this real quick just to make sure it works. So if I'm moving, press E, I stop, looks for a grab, can't find one, so I can continue moving. Grab a target. I can't move until the move is done. And yeah, this is the grab move. If you like this video, just hit the like, sub, share. Let me know what you want to see next. Yeah, I'm open to most things. So if you want more stuff like this, I guess I can teach you that. If you want like VFX tutorials like that or something, or like Photoshop or something like that, I can do that. But just let me know in the comments. Yeah, thanks for watching.